Hello fellow resident reps, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm Miss Pocket Papa, and in today's video, I wanted to show parts of my island that are completely inspired by places in real life. Really, I should say a place, Cinque Terre, Italy. Cinque Terre is a beautiful, colorful, vibrant coastal city in Italy. I was able to visit there and I had never seen a place like this before. It has stuck with me ever since. I've never seen a city so colorful, and with the 2.0 update, when we got those medieval building sides, I was like, bet. Instantly thought of this city and I wanted to recreate it. And it ended up working out because I already decided that I wanted my island to be food themed, and of course Italy is known for delicious food, so it just was the perfect vibe. Food and colorful Italy city. So I went to town. The first thing I really wanted to recreate was this iconic Cinque Terre alley, and I instantly was thinking, okay, how can I make this work? First, structurally, I had to really think about the way I was going to terraform and how wide or narrow the alley should be and how I can make it kind of look winding and not like just a straight shot alley. I put little brick platforms in between to try and fit in some of the items like the bench or the barrel that's in the picture. And then of course when I saw the vases, I was like, oh, we don't have vases quite like that, but the bottles were like the same exact color, so I used those, and yeah, it came together so much better than I thought. I really wanted the buildings to look very, very realistic, so the spacing had to be right, because if I wanted to use the medieval building side on the sides, then it would have to be far enough out to where you can't really see much of the cliff in between. Or I used the storefronts on the side instead of the medieval building side, because the storefront goes like completely up against the cliff, so you can't really see it. It was a lot of planning and really meticulous to try and get it to look as good as it could. The next area I was really inspired by was this little shopping strip and restaurant strip area. I didn't make it look exactly the same, but I just got really excited seeing these kinds of ideas that I could convey a little bit through Animal Crossing. So it's not as like a clear cut inspiration from the alleyway that looks as much as the alleyway as I could make it look like, but you know, there's the wooden tables and chairs, and we have those in the game, so I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna make those on this side. And on the other side, we don't really have like canopies besides like the stalls, so that's why I use the bistro tables. It's supposed to kind of give off the vibe of like the canopy on the other side with the plant partitions at the end, and it doesn't look exactly the same, but I would have never thought to put those tables together like that, if it weren't for looking at a picture and being like, how can I try and recreate a canopy without having a canopy? And then with the stalls, I really love the way like the canopy heads look, so I took some of the stall designs and tried to do that with like the turquoise striped one. And yeah, I had cafes for chai and tia, so I'm not sure what the restaurants were there, so I know the restaurants aren't the same, but I wanted a way to incorporate chai and tia in here because I thought their colors would go best with the colors that I chose to have the vibe of this area. But that's how I came up with how the chairs and tables are gonna set up. I even tried using different paths like brick versus stone, similar to how you see in the picture. They have like a lot of interchanging paths, and it's not just all brick or stone or anything, so that's just a little detail. When you walk through, it doesn't really stand out, but you know, it adds a little something, and I wouldn't have thought of that on my own. And then this little shopping area is inspired by the little shopping area you could see in the corner of this picture. I know it's not like sideways and it's like facing the front, and it's not exactly the same, but just, you know, there's that little like metal rack that you could kind of see, so I put those in the back, and that was really fun. And I made it a little bit of a shopping nook with some stands, and yeah, as you could see, the 2.0 items like really made this idea come to life. So I know it's not, again, like a clear-cut copy, but I probably wouldn't have thought of a layout for a little store like this if I hadn't seen this picture. And then lastly, I just took some overall general things that I saw throughout the pictures I was looking at. I went a long time ago, and I have a few pictures, but I didn't use them in the video because the pictures I took were like on a shitty old iPhone, so the quality isn't that good, but I was there, I promise. But there's a lot of plants everywhere, especially potted plants. I put those everywhere I could, and I think these trees kind of make it look more like Italy. So when you walk through the island, it does look a little weird, and it's kind of like, why aren't there more trees? But if you look at it alongside the pictures of what I was inspired by, then it makes a little more sense, which is also why I want to make this video. Because I think sometimes if you just look at an island, it could be like, huh. But then if you see the comparison picture of what the inspiration is coming from, it's like, oh, okay, I get it, you know? I just really love the nuance that comes out of trying to recreate a picture of a place or like a scene from a movie or a show into this game. I think it's a really, really unique way to try and look at designing on this game, and if you haven't tried it, I would definitely recommend it. Trying to draw inspiration from pictures in real life can be a really fun way to try and get some inspiration back and have fun, you know? Like trying to emulate something is a lot different than seeing what other people are doing and being like, oh, I should have done that, or that's really good, and trying to be like someone else instead of drawing inspiration from something else. But yeah, I don't know, I just thought I would share that. I've seen a lot of people doing it lately with movies and different places, and it doesn't have to be a city, it could be forest. I've seen some cottagecore inspiration ones, and the same thing goes for interiors too. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to see an island tour, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. I would just like to see if y'all would be interested in seeing the whole island and not just these few areas, because, you know, these are really cool areas, and I don't know if y'all are gonna want to see the rest of the island, but if you do, give it a thumbs up so I'll be sure to do an island tour for my next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for giving me your time. Bye!